Things are really starting to heat up in the crypto space, and there is a ton of optimism returning to the market. What's up, guys? It's CryptoDave here at Top Tier Signals, and in this video, I want to shift the focus away from Bitcoin and discuss my thesis that altcoins are entering a very favorable period of time where accumulating altcoins is going to be very rewarding for you. It is my thesis that we are coming out of the mid-cycle correction that Bitcoin has been within for the past 6 to 7 months. Altcoins have built a nice base here, and I think that by the end of Q4, we can really start to see that capital rotating into altcoins as Bitcoin is ultimately going to be entering price discovery. Now, again, this is just my thesis. I like to state that loud and clear before we jump into any discussions. And guys, if you like these type of discussions, market analysis, or anything of the sort, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, tick the little bell, you'll get notified every single time that we post. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the conversation. So the first thing I want to talk about here is this daily time frame for Total 3. Now, if you're not familiar with Total 3, this is going to take the market cap of all cryptocurrencies, and it's going to exclude the top 10 cryptocurrencies in the space, so Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. So this is going to show you a very good gauge of the entire altcoin market. And as we can see, we have some very positive bullish market structure here on the daily time frame. First and foremost, we have broken this long-standing downward sloping trend line to the upside. This trend line for the past 6-7 months has acted as resistance every single time that we have tagged it. And here in the past month or so, we have broken beyond the trend line. We have actually come back down, back tested the trend line, seeing previous resistance acting as newfound support. And we are now going higher off of that established higher low. The second thing I want you guys to make note of is our 21 and our 50 EMA cloud. Now, if you guys have watched our channel here for the past few weeks, then you are very familiar with the 21 and the 50 EMA cloud. But essentially, the 3 steps of a bullish trend reversal comes with number 1, breaking that cloud to the upside. So you have broken beyond a level of resistance. 2, you were getting that shorter term 21-day EMA crossing above the longer term 50-day EMA. And then finally, you get a back test of the general range of the EMA cloud acting as support. So we have seen 2 very strong trend reversals when it comes to the downward sloping trend line, as well as our EMA cloud. So things are looking very nice for Total 3. We're also sticking in higher lows and higher highs. We can see that for the past several months, we had lower high after lower low, lower high, lower low. Here over the past couple of months, we've established a low back in early August. We've come in, we did set in a lower high at the trend line, but then we established a higher low, from there a higher high, and then finally another higher low. So we have the opportunity here to come in and set another higher high. And we are trading right underneath a level of resistance right around $650 billion, all the way up to $662 billion for Total 3. So it would be really great if we could clear this level of resistance, stick in another higher high, and then ideally you would back test that level of resistance, now acting as newfound support. So that's kind of what we're looking for here on Total 3, is to get above this $650 billion level. I think that would be an excellent sign for alts. But regardless, we have made some significant progress on Total 3. And you guys will notice here, if we just zoom out a little bit, we can take this to the weekly time frame. As you guys know, Bitcoin has already set in an all-time high in this market cycle back in March of 2024, albeit it was a slight all-time high. It was still a new all-time high, whereas the broader altcoin space has really not even gotten back to those previous all-time high ranges. Now, of course, we do know that altcoins, not all altcoins are going to outperform and make it to new all-time highs, but there will be a strong percentage of altcoins that do. So this is telling me that there is even more room to run once things really start to pick up for altcoins compared to Bitcoin. And this is generally what you see in the year or so after the halving. You start to see that trend shift. You see the money move from Bitcoin to altcoins. Generally, that doesn't happen until we're in price discovery. We'll take a look at that in just a second. But overall, guys, the Total 3 ticker is looking very promising. We've made a lot of progress. Altcoins are looking very healthy here. Now, another thing we've talked about here on the channel is Bitcoin dominance. This is going to be the percentage of Bitcoin's market cap compared to the entire cryptocurrency's market cap. And it's nothing out of the ordinary to see Bitcoin soak up market dominance through a bear market, through the early stages of a bull market. It's generally not until Q4 of the halving year or even early into the year after that we actually see Bitcoin dominance start to fall and fall sharply. And if we take it here to this December 28th, 2020 candle, we can see that this is where Bitcoin dominance actually peaked in our last market cycle. And you'll notice something pretty interesting on the USD chart. So I've highlighted the same candlestick here on the Bitcoin US dollar chart. And one thing that you'll notice is that we were already very well into price discovery in this previous cycle before Bitcoin dominance finally broke to the downside very sharply. So it's my thesis that until Bitcoin gets back into a clear price discovery, we're well beyond previous cycle all-time highs, I don't think altcoins will outperform across the board. I really think that we will see that turning point once Bitcoin is well into price discovery, which I think could happen anytime here in Q4, maybe even Q1 of 2025. However, regardless of when that takes place, we are looking for the same thing that we have been tracking now for a couple of weeks. We want to see a clear breakdown from a candlestick perspective in the trend here on Bitcoin dominance. We want to get below the 21 and the 50 weekly EMAs. We would eventually see that 21 cross below the 50. We would then see Bitcoin dominance reject off of the EMA cloud, acting as resistance as opposed to support. This would be a very clear trend reversal on the weekly time frame for Bitcoin dominance. I think that if Bitcoin gets back into price discovery and we start to see this sort of price action, I call it price action on Bitcoin dominance, then I think that altcoins are going to be in for a major wave to the upside. And there is no better time to start building those positions and dollar cost averaging some of your capital than when things are quiet, when that trend has yet to shift. Now, I do think that you run yourself the risk of underperforming for a little while. That's perfectly fine. But the best thing that you can do is prepare for these moments ahead of time, because we know once Bitcoin dominance starts to shift to the downside and altcoins start to outperform, that roller coaster goes very fast. Now, to that point, if we just look at our altcoin season index, which is going to show us the percentage of the top 50 altcoins outperforming Bitcoin over the previous 90 days, we can see that only 29% of those coins have actually outperformed Bitcoin in a 90-day window, which is very close to that 25, which is considered a Bitcoin season. And so generally, stacking up altcoins during a Bitcoin season when we are around 25% or lower is generally going to be favorable for you. And it's not until we track up to about 75% of those coins outperforming Bitcoin that it's strategic to offload altcoins. So by using this simple data science model here, we can see that altcoins are still ripe for the picking. If you've watched the channel for the past month or so, you know that we've been slowly DCAing some of our favorite altcoins. I think we have the opportunity to continue to do so here for the coming weeks before we finally take off. I do think that altcoins are primed. We are seeing all the right signs from a trend perspective, from a valuation perspective, and I think that things are going to heat up rather quickly. Well guys, that's going to do it for the video today. Let me know down in the comments what coins you are currently taking a look at. What are your thoughts on the overall market? Is the bull market finally back, or are we going to have to wait even longer? And guys, just as a reminder, you can join our Discord today. You will get access to 20+ trading analysts over stock, crypto, and Forex. You will also get access to our custom entry sniper indicator, which you can learn about here on the channel. And as always, until the next video, I'll catch you in the Discord. Peace.